Hi, I'm Janine Cody, President of the Chromosome 18 Registry and Research Society, and I wanted to share some thoughts about advocating for people with chromosome 18 conditions. I am very often asked about this, and people say, what do I say? What do I do? I don't know exactly what to say, and they're thinking they need to know all about chromosomes and biology, and so I thought I would like to go over what it is that you do need to talk about and what are the key points and help people sort their thoughts about this. And of course, the most important thing in any conversation is to think about what the person you're talking to already knows. Where are they coming from? And what is it they want to know? What is it they're really asking you? And just remember, a little explanation goes miles, as I talked about in part one of the Advocating for People with Chromosome 18 Abnormalities video. So first of all, you need to give that a little thought. And then the thing I think most of us really forget is tell your story. Your story is the most powerful information there is to share. We tend to forget this because we lived it. But talk about the joys of your child and the challenges you have. And actually, probably for all of us, it might be a really good idea if we sit down one day and make some notes. What is it, the key thing I would say if I had one sentence? And if I had 4 or 5 sentences, what are those sentences? What would I say? And if I had 5 minutes, what are the key points I'd have to say? So if you think about that, so you're not rambling, so you stay on target, if you think about those things in advance, that will really help. But please don't forget, people remember stories. So if you can convey your story to someone else, they'll remember it. And it's not about genes and chromosomes, it's about your story, and that's what's so powerful. So what I often say to people is, and I said this in the previous video, in part one, I usually start by saying it's kind of like Down syndrome. You've heard about Down syndrome. It's caused by 3 copies of chromosome 21. Well, our kids' conditions are caused by extra copies or missing pieces of chromosome 18. So it's very similar type of condition, but it's very different because it's a different chromosome. But also, these are ultra rare conditions. So that's one big way it's different from Down syndrome. And then people want to know how they can help. And be very specific here. People want concrete ways in which they can help. So you need to be a little prepared with some ideas before you start the conversation. And so when you're talking to the press and you share your story, talk about how your challenges are making a difference. How you have met other families, how it's empowered you, how you are doing things to help other people, how having a child with special needs has opened your eyes to new worlds, how it has helped you as a person, how it's helped you as a parent. So share your story, but remember there are challenges, but there's a positive. So with the press, you can always publicize an upcoming event. Talk to them about the next get-together, the next fundraiser, the next conference, whatever. Ask them to attend. Ask them to be your guest. And if they write up something or have an interview on TV, get a copy, make copies, distribute it to your friends, put it on Facebook, and most importantly, send it to the Chromosome 18 Registry office. So any publicity that you get helps all of us. So please let other people know about it. If you're talking to policymakers, their mindset's a little bit different. What they want to know is different. So one of the things that we've told policymakers when we've gone to Washington is that we want to make our kids ineligible for SSI. And wouldn't they like that too? We talk about having our kids go from welfare to workforce, which is, of course, what policymakers are all about. They want tax-paying citizens, and investing in research is a way to get there. And that's what we're asking for, is for them to appreciate research, for them to appreciate the investment in research, that it helps all of us, even though these might be rare conditions. Things they learn about chromosome 18 abnormalities may help people with chromosome 1 abnormalities or Down syndrome. All in all, it all goes together to improve our society and help people be productive citizens. So those are the kinds of things that policymakers are kind of interested in thinking about and hearing about. So for potential donors, supporters, volunteers, friends, people want to know how they can help. So ask them to be your guest at an event. So buy their ticket at a gala table. Buy them a ticket. The next time they'll buy their own ticket, and they might buy some for friends as well. So sometimes you have to take the initiative. You can ask them to sponsor you for a starfish event. And you can ask them to volunteer at an event. You can say, would you help register people at the event? That's a pretty concrete activity. It's not very hard. And they get to meet all the people as they come in the door. So that's a great way to ask a friend or a potential donor or a supporter in any way to come help, to be a volunteer at an event. And of course, the most important thing in all these cases is thank them. Thank them for listening to you. If you told a good story, and I know you all have good stories to tell, they'll be appreciative of that. And so thank them for listening. And most of all, just remember, a little explanation and your powerful story goes a very long ways to spreading the word about chromosome 18 abnormalities, to spread understanding and appreciation for people with chromosome abnormalities, appreciation for people whose lives are different, who require different accommodations in life. And so I hope this helps you start thinking about how to approach the problem. The most important thing is you don't really need to explain about biology, about chromosomes, about genes. The audience that you need to talk to those things about is very narrow and probably pretty unlikely to run into anyway. If you do need that kind of help, let the office know. The brochure, the color brochure, has pictures of all the chromosome 18 abnormalities in it, and you can get those to share with potential donors if you need pictures to show. So we do have resources for you, but my most important message to you is tell your story. Your story is so powerful. It will get people's attention. So thank you for your attention, and I hope this helps you move forward and be a great advocate for people with chromosome 18 abnormalities. Thank you.